Hello students, welcome to Crack Grade B online learning platform. Today we have special guest with us, Mr. Yash Goel, who has cracked RBI Grade B 2021 and also cracked SEBI Grade A 2022. So today we will know from Mr. Yash Goel how he prepared for this exam, and he will guide to the future aspirants how he have prepared for these exams for phase 1 and phase 2, what were the sources he followed. So today we will know his journey. So Mr. Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes. First of all, congratulations to you. So you have cracked RBI and SEBI both. So first thing, mostly students want to know, we will start from the phase 1 of the RBI. So first thing comes general awareness section. So 80 marks, a great weightage in the exam. So most of the students are suffering in this section, means future aspirants, from where we should study this GA section, general awareness, from where we should prepare the quant section, from where we should do the reasoning and English, because nowadays the pattern of the RBI has been completely changed. Means they're asking some questions which are of great difficulty level, like reasoning this year we have seen in the quant also, and the pattern of the GA also has been changed in past few years. So how did you manage all these things? So please tell the future aspirants. Yes.
Okay. For phase 1, I'll tell my sources. I followed an academy completely. When I started preparing for the 2019 attempt, one of my friends suggested to go for an academy. I just scrambled through whichever teacher came in front of me. And finally, I selected the teachers that I found good and followed them religiously. This is one thing that every person has to do. People hop from sources to sources. They are not able to finalize one person or one teacher. They just listen to someone saying, hey, this is a good coaching, this is a good teacher, just follow him. And you start changing your teacher. Please don't do this. Just stick to one person. Everybody is good. If you feel you are not understanding from him or her, change it. But if you think that person is good and the only effort required is from your side, just stick to them. So I chose my teachers over there. And for GA, I would specifically tell I followed Kapil Katpal sir. He was initially associated with an academy, but later on he started his own on YouTube. You can follow him for free on YouTube. His GA lectures were good. I mean, are good till the time I've used to follow. I've not been following him for past 1 year. He has a comprehensive approach and everything is good. Just make sure a lot of things that happen is many of my friends missed phase 1 by sectional cutoffs. And I believe that is not something one should face at all, because this quant cutoff was like 4 or 6 marks and people were not able to fetch even 4 marks. This is something very scary. For that, what I would suggest is in changing, for example, I gave 2019 attempt. That year's phase 1 was very easy. I mean, very easy. Even the cutoff was 121 something, if I'm not wrong. So that paper was very easy, and in that paper, the strategy was to attempt as many questions as possible. But in the next 2 papers, 2021 and 22, the difficulty level increased massively. So much so that the cutoff just reduced by half, 65, 66 something. In these kinds of paper, what you need to do is you have to scramble through the paper and search the questions that are doable. Most of the people are stuck in that particular thing only, that they start from the paper, begin one question and they are not able to move further. 2 or 3 bad questions and they are doomed. They give up that this paper is gone, and they lose the half of the battle there in 2 or 3 questions only. Please don't do that. Spend 5-6 seconds in one question. Try to take a glimpse of it. If you find that it's doable, please do it. If it's not, please move forward as far as possible. My strategy for quant and reasoning was to at least take 1 round of the paper. In the first round, I would do at least like 5 or 6 questions only in quant that were the most easiest. In the second round, I knew which questions I have to attempt because I've already seen the paper. Then in the second round, I will go and try those questions. So in that way, I was able to clear both the papers. Sometimes it's very tough. For example, reasoning has already been tough for me. Even in the 2019 paper, I achieved perhaps 22. and in 2021 paper I achieved 20. So I was not very strong in that. I accepted that, but I was very sure, very confident that I would not get stuck into tough questions. I would always search for easy questions. This is what you need to do.
Yes, actually, most of the students do this mistake in the exam time. Actually, they start spending more time if they are not able to solve the question in this paper. Specifically, RBI Grade B exam, I have seen many students who stuck in some questions and wasted their time, and finally they were out due to 1 or 2 marks. In reasoning,
Right.
there were many questions, approximate 20 to 30 questions were doable. Anyone can solve those questions and try to solve. Last year, I remember there were questions on the input output that was easy question, not much difficult, but the student was not able to reach up to that question. And this year also coding question was not much difficult, but students missed. So you rightly said that everyone should go through the paper once. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. One more question students usually ask that is about GA, how many months GA they should study?
Okay. For this, I will give a very realistic answer. Minimum 3 months is required. Like if you do 3 months, there is still good chance that you can clear the paper. Because in my observation, 3 months of GA was around 70% of the paper. Then optimum is 4 to 5 months and maximum is 6 months. Don't go beyond 6 months. If you can, 4 months is good, 5 months is good. Don't go beyond that. But with the changing pattern of GA, this was the pattern till few like 2 years back. But with the changing pattern, now we are seeing that current affairs is not 100% of the paper. It is just like 70 or 75%. The rest 20 to 30% of paper is static, financial awareness, economic awareness, and your general awareness in the actual sense that is meant. Like some question will come that is completely not in any of the GA capsules, because no one would think that this kind of question can also come. But the examiner assumes that if you are a candidate, you must know at least something of your surrounding, of what is happening around you. That doesn't require any current affair capsule. So what I would suggest is prepare 4 to 5 months, and along with that, have an open mind. Do government schemes, because ESI has been cut to half in objective. So a lot of government schemes are now coming in phase 1 GA paper. Do government schemes nicely, especially the Ministry of Finance schemes like sovereign gold bond and all those pension schemes, plus the latest schemes that are in the offing, which are released in the past few months, plus the budget and the economic survey as usual. That would be enough, I believe.
Actually, there are different opinion in the social media. Students usually ask that they should study. Someone has recommended 1 year current affairs they should study. Someone has recommended for 9 months. I also advise to all the futures aspirants that you should stick to the 3 to 4 months. And we are analyzing papers since last 4-5 years. Maximum question you can see from the last 4 or 5 years, not more than that. So it will be better. And it is really difficult to cram such fact and data, because question in phase 1.
Even doing that for 3 months is very tough. Yes. I've been doing it for past 2 attempts. It's really tough. Your mind bursts from that lot of information. And it's plus there is a cost benefit ratio. Going from 4 months to 5 months won't give you much benefit. From 5 to 7 months, benefit absolutely vanishes. I don't know why people go for 1 year. 1 year is recommended, but only for specific sections, that too for phase 2, not for phase 1 GA.
Okay. So now we move to the phase 2 part, ESI, finance and management, and English. So how did you prepare these subjects, and what were your sources? How did you prepare? General questions are being asked, like how did you prepare the government scheme? Did you follow any newspaper? Did you follow PIB website? Did you follow RBI website for FAQs? Did you refer the government scheme? For government scheme, did you refer the official website? And how did you prepare all these things?
Okay, I'll tell you completely what I did. I started preparing in 2019, and since it wasn't possible for me to do this along with my job, I left it and started preparing for myself. In the first attempt, I had 2 to 3 months only and didn't really know about the sources. So I did whatever I could do, and I wasn't able to crack mains. That's one thing. For the next year, when I started preparing 2020, I had no job. I had full time for this preparation. What I did was I joined a group. There was a group of around 40-50 people who were sincerely preparing for the exam. I joined them. There, what we used to do is we used to conduct daily quiz on every topic from ESI to finance. One person would take up one topic and prepare quiz on it on Telegram, and then we would join it. It was really, really helpful because we did all the government schemes through that quiz only. One person was allotted a ministry and specifically 5-6 schemes in one day. He or she would prepare the quiz and then conduct it, and we would then answer the quizzes, because learning through practice is much more efficient than cramming through books or websites.
Yes.
So we did it, and our sources were mostly through ministry websites, PIB, and then there is one thing called Vikaspedia, although it's not really updated every time. But most of them were the raw sources, not processed one. And what we did was the other people also read some compilations, either for Vision or other summary sheets available on Telegram. So we ensured that nothing was missed. When 10 people or 20 people are doing one scheme, they bring in all the information that is possible, and then we used to do the quizzes, and that's how the schemes were done. After it was done, personally, I used to make my notes, whatever questions were asked, or I used to save those questions in Telegram only and then revise through that. That was actually helpful for revision purpose. And then I went to those only. That's all for scheme. Similarly, for other topics, we did the same things. For English, I partnered with one person, and we used to practice English essay and Prezi. Comprehension, 1 or 2 comprehension only, but like in week 1, after 3 days, 1 Prezi, after 3 days, 1 essay. So we continued this thing for like 2 to 3 months. So what happened is we had practiced around 10 essays and 10 Prezi. What it did was, maybe we did not improve on our content, but we surely improved on our confidence, because most of the people fear from writing. And as we know, as it's not official, but it is apparent that in the English descriptive paper, the content is not as important as writing correctly is. So I would suggest everybody is to start writing and practice it on Grammarly. Grammarly is free. You just post up. Firstly, you open a notepad or a Microsoft Word with the spell check and grammar check turned off. You have to turn it off, all the checks. Write your own essay or your letter or a Prezi. After you have finished within a time period, go and post it on the Grammarly website. You will see all the red marks. Initially, I believe you will get 40 to 50 marks out of 100 and like percentage, and then accuracy would gradually improve. And once you start hitting 80 or 90, you would feel confident, and that would actually help. For finance and management, finance, I did not study much. I had a background in finance. I have a minor degree from college plus CFA level 1 certification. So I did not worry much about finance. Plus, those who even do not have background should not worry, because actually not much is asked in finance, like raw core finance, accounts or economics something. For finance paper is mostly about current issues, about RBI functions, about circulars and moves by government and like finance ministry, GST council, or this finance commission. Most of the finance paper is about around the current issues only. So even if you don't have raw knowledge of the finance, the ratios, the accounting formulations and everything, don't worry much. If you have less time, you can even leave it, because till now, in the past few years, nothing much has been asked. Just focus on the current issues for the finance paper. Management is very easy. You pick up any source, and because almost every source is same, the questions are not much difficult. They are not that tricky. Therefore, management can be scored. Is highly like a scoring paper. Regarding ESI, that is always the toughest one. So for ESI, government scheme is fine. You will get 2 schemes. Reports are important, and then all the current issues and everything. For ESI, I mostly followed the Crack Grade B website, because Report compilation was good. I did not prepare my own. I followed the reports from there. For other things like schemes वगैरह मैंने बताई दिया. उसके अलावा everything I was preparing for my own. One thing I would say that we have teacher Vivek sir, and he has a channel on Telegram named Vivek Singh Economy. He is a very good teacher, and whatever content he is giving us for free is, I believe, worth lakh of rupees. Like coaching centers are taking lakh of rupees for this level of conceptual understanding. So for anybody seeing this video right now, and if you're preparing for any exam, whether UPSC or RBI or anything, you have to follow Vivek sir on Telegram and just view all his posts for the past 1 month, 2 months. It will be very beneficial for all of you, because that will improve the conceptual understanding. Further, I also bought his book because I felt I could benefit immensely from it. I bought his book. If you don't want to, you can simply take his PDF, which is also available for free on his channel. These all sources will help me, and I believe that will help everybody else too.
Yeah. And how many months current affairs you should means any aspirant should study for this ESI and finance part? And
Okay, what generally it is advised to study for 1 year of current affairs. But if you do not have time, obviously not everybody can have that much of time. Plus, it's 15 to 20 days only between prelims and mains. Start from backwards. Do only 6 months, and if time permits, go backwards. What I have observed is that in every year, like 2 years paper that I've given, there is one question from exactly 1 year behind the exam. So if I was appearing for in April 2021, there was one question from April 2020. And in a similar pattern, there was a question from December 2018 when I was appearing for December 2019 exam.
Yeah, but
so, yes.
these questions which were asked from the last 1 year, they were specific like RBI circular and reports.
Right. Not the general
Yes.
current affair thing. There was something big only, either reports or circular. This year's paper, I don't know what happened this year.
This year they asked 2 years back report. 2020, World Bank has released a report, human capital. So 2 years back they have asked, and one RBI circular of 2017 they have asked.
Okay, the whole paragraph.
Yes.
Okay, that was a little shocking.
Yes.
But these are all the tricks that they use. Therefore, we cannot frame any general rule for what we have to study. For example, after my 2019 attempt, when there was a 10-mark question on sustainable development report from exactly 1 year behind, and I missed it. I had learned it, but the night before I left it because it was so old. I did not revise it, and to my surprise, 10 marks came from it, and I missed it. So for taking lesson from that, I mugged up everything that Niti Aayog came up with in the following year. I mugged up every report, every publication, and everything. And in the next year, nothing from Niti Aayog. So we cannot stick to any particular rule from one paper. So in general, in short, I would say 6 to 7 months is minimum for ESI and FM. And if time permits, you have to go back till 1 year. Of course, nobody can go back to 2 years, even if they start asking it, because then there will be no end to preparation. People are already fed up with lots of information.
Okay. And for this RBI FAQs, did you refer RBI website or?
Right. Regarding this, I followed RBI website very closely. Like you used to read all the circulars by myself, not because it was required, but because I love to read it. I had this thing to learn from the raw material. Therefore, I followed it. Honestly saying, there was no benefit that I gained from that, no quantitative benefit in the exam. So if anyone wants to, they can simply follow any compilation by any coaching institute. That would save time. But I did it out of interest because apart from the main news, there are always some linked circulars or some other information that I used to get it from the circulars. Therefore, I used to read it for my own interest.
So that's all for phase 2 exam. And now what was your interview experience? So, what is your educational background? You are from finance or engineering?
No, I have done BTech in computer science. I have with a minor degree in finance.
Okay. So,
Hmm.
and how many experience you have at the time of interview?
At the time interview, I had 1 year of job experience.
Okay. So most of the aspirants who are appearing this time, they also have some question. How should they tackle that? Why are you coming from technical to this RBI? You are having technical degree, then you are coming to this economy side. So you can address this question also.
Okay, in my case, I had this because I had this dual degree. I had some background in finance, so I could tackle it very well. That I have my interest in it. I showed them not only from my educational degree but also from my work ex. I was a trader in the international stock exchange, so I told them that I had relevant experience as well. But as far as other candidates are concerned, if you are purely from tech background, working in an IT firm or some other mechanical civil firm, you can simply address it by saying that you have an open interest in things and you are just exploring. It's the start of your career, and these things fascinate you. The government policy making in the financial sector, the impact that RBI is making through its policies, through its monetary policy committees, and all the decisions, they are impacting you. And that's why you're developing an interest in it. Plus, you can also say that you can bring some different angle, technical angle into the institution, because apart from the regular economic background people. But you should always have some backing for your statements, because as soon as you make any statement, the panel is ready to fire at you. They are always ready with the questions. They have been doing it for past many years. So whatever you say is like a standard answer for them. You just be ready with whatever you say. Have something with you in the end. In the end, you have to show them that you are good at whatever you are doing. That's only how you can convince them.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
And
And
plus,
then
I would give one example. Like I in last year only, one person who was of around 29 to 30 years of age and had 6 years of experience in the IT industry. He was selected. I don't know what answer he gave, but he was selected. And there were people who had no experience, zero experience, and they were selected as well. So it's my sincere request. Please do not make any assumption regarding your background, regarding your abilities. Please do not judge yourself before the panel judges you. That would be the greatest harm you can do to yourself. Go without any bias and prepare confidently. That would help.
okay, yes. Then what would you like to advise the future aspirants of RBI Grade B? As you have prepared and you have prepared for 2 years in continuous, and for SEBI also you have appeared. So what will be your advice for RBI Grade B students? Means those mistakes you made it and they should not do.
For advices, I would say ki, firstly, do not, ignore phase 1 at all. Please do not take phase 1 like a qualifying exam. Yes, it's a qualifying exam, but if you're not confident, please do not take it lightly. What I would suggest is keep practicing. But what I've observed is that so many aspirants who are actually in the banking domain, even SBIPOs, are not able to crack RBI Grade B phase 1, which shows that they are either confident or overconfident, and that they will clear it, and then they're not able to do it. So please do not take it lightly. Keep practicing. And if you feel that you are good enough now, you are scoring good in mocks, then you can reduce the proportion of phase 1 in your time schedule and increase phase 2. And regarding mocks, for phase 1 mocks, I would suggest is that please take at least 2 mocks. 2 mocks, I mean 2 institutes. One that is believed to be easy. For example, in my time, grade up was easy. So I used to easily score 130 to 135 there. And in that, I don't test zone or smart key, there's one mock that was very tough. scoring 100 in that mock was very, very tough. So I used to practice from those both mocks. That would actually give me my best and my worst. So from that, I used to manage my own thinking that if worst exam happens, how I have to tackle it, or if easy exam happens, how I can speed up my answers. So please take both the mocks. You will get to know which mock is good, which mock is easy, which mock is tough, and then practice from both.
Yes.
Lastly, the very last advice would be a philosophical that ultimately you can only work hard, and nothing can guarantee you your result, because even if you give your best, the panel might do something that give you a 5 marker out of 75, and you don't even know why. Don't judge yourself, your personality from the interview marks of RBI. They give their marks for sole purpose of selection. They are not the perfect judge of your personality. So one person had received 2 or 3 marks in 2019, and the next year he got some 55 marks and he got selected. I'm sure he did not improve that much, like 2,500% improvement in the personality was not there, but the panel found him right at that point of time. So just be confident, keep preparing, and if it's meant to be, it will surely come to you. That's all.
Okay, thank you. And now come to the SEBI Grade A. SEBI Grade A, you also cracked SEBI Grade A, I think All India rank 20.
Yeah, All India rank 20.
Yeah. So what were the sources for the paper 2? We will discuss already. We have discussed these things, QRE and all. So paper 2, what were the sources you followed, and what will be your advice for the SEBI Grade A aspirants also?
Okay. For paper 2, I followed the ICAI modules that are freely available on the website. In this paper, I think there are 6 papers: finance, economics, management, law, and costing and accounts. So since I already had a background of finance, accounts was doable for me. I knew the basics. I only had to climb the upper stairs for some chapters like ESOPs, shares, and everything. Costing was doable. It was like very conceptual, not much difficult or different for me. Finance and management were already done by me for RBI, so I did not spend much time on that. Law was completely new, I would agree, and it was tough because mugging up all the facts. Law is all about the facts. What is the punishment, for how long, how many days imprisonment, how much fine, and which form to fill for the directors and everything. It was all about cramming up the information as much as you could. So that was what I did. For law, I followed YouTube videos. I had my friends preparing for CA, my brother preparing for CA. He recommended me the few free videos for relevant chapters that were in SEBI. I watched those videos, or if it wasn't possible, I did from the original Bare Act of Companies Act for some chapters. In the end, in the first attempt, I gave a lot of time to it, but I was not able to crack it. In the second attempt, when I gave only 3 days to it, I was able to crack it. So it's all about the paper. You have to just prepare the best from your side.
Okay. So any specific mock test or any other sources you followed for this SEBI Grade A?
No, for SEBI Grade A, I did not follow any mock test or something. There was one Telegram channel that was giving questions on all the subjects for free. I don't remember the channel now, but there are always these channels that are preparing MCQs on every topic. I suggest every aspirant to join them and practice from them because they're always helpful. At least for me, I believe I'm able to retain a lot of information from practicing from quizzes, more than just reading from books or notes.
Because these exams are fact data based and everything is asked like this.
Right.
So only the quiz can help you. If you will start mugging, then yes, if you will start mugging or reading the content, you will not be able to cram all the data. But definitely quiz again and again, you will get confused. Yes, again and again, if you will attempt these question practice, then probability of remembering the facts will be increased. Yes.
Right. And in the end, it's all about the personality, I believe, because even in the SEBI Grade A, my phase 2 marks were like, I was the cutoff. I was the last person to get into it. and yet I was able to get an All India rank of 20 because my interview marks were good, 13 out of 15. So in the end, maybe they liked me, they liked how I spoke or how I presented myself. So everything is a combination of how you prepare and what you do, not just what you prepare for the exam. Whatever I read, I read RBI circulars, I read newspapers, I read lots of articles that were beyond the scope of the syllabus. They helped me shape my personality and my opinion, which I was able to present to the interviewers. So if you are enjoying something, if you feel that it's helping you develop your personality, please do it. It will help you in one way or the other. Exams are not the end. Eventually, you will get something better. Maybe it's waiting for you. And regarding all this, I think I have spoken enough.
Okay. So good luck for your future journey, yes. And hope this session will clear the doubt and will motivate many future aspirants about who will watch this session. So thank you joining with us.
Okay, thank you so much. And I wish all the best to all the future aspirants. Thank you.
Thank you.